Nithya Balakrishnan, who broke that story first a few months ago and now again today, once the report has been officially submitted to the Oil Ministry, joins us live from our newsroom in Mumbai, in New Delhi. Nithya, you got every aspect of the report right in the first place. Help us understand, what does the final report indicate? How different is it from the draft report? Because that figure of 11,000 crores is very much there.
Absolutely, Sandeep. In fact, this is pretty much a version of that draft report, reflection of sorts of what we did report way back in October when we got our hands on the draft report submitted by US-based consultancy DNM. And this time around, this is the final report that everybody in the sector, Sandeep, has been waiting for, because it involves two of the biggest players when it comes to the domestic gas exploration scenario. Now, sources indicating today in the government that DNM went ahead and submitted the final report in this, gas controversy to oil ministry officials earlier this evening. Categorically, what we're picking up from sources is the fact that, once again, this report in its final version indicates that Reliance Industries did go ahead and extract some amount of gas from ONGC's fields. We're given to understand that anywhere between 10 to 12 BCM of gas has been extracted from ONGC's side of the KG Basin area. And of course, in the draft report, this was pegged to be worth about 11,000 crore rupees. Now, what we're also given to understand is that DNM has indicated there is reservoir continuity as far as the KG Basin is concerned. This now leads us to the next question of compensation, and that is pretty much what the oil ministry will be working overnight to actually arrive at. We're given to understand they will be going through, remember, it's a voluminous report, 400 odd pages. They will be looking through it with a fine-tooth comb to really ascertain whether there has been any kind of intent by Reliance Industries to actually go ahead and drill from ONGC's side of the field, or whether this was merely a case of migration of gas, which is why Oil Ministry will be treading very carefully. They are likely to dial Law Ministry as Solicitor General on the road ahead for the same. Needless to say, of course, the question remains, what kind of compensation will ONGC, if at all ONGC is eligible for any compensation, what will it be? And of course, will Reliance Industries take this demand of the Oil Ministry sitting down? So this is just the beginning of a slew of questions that need to be answered when it comes to this gas controversy. But one thing is for certain, there has been an amount of to 10 to 12 units of gas extracted from ONGC's side of the KG field from by Reliance Industries, and that, of course, is damning evidence, because this is something that is prevalent in the final report by DNM.
Right. Nithya, very quickly, you kept alluding to the compensation part of it. Are you picking up anything on that front? If RIL were to dole out compensation, what kind of number are we talking about? And one would also imagine that, this is possibly headed for litigation next.
Absolutely, Tanya. In fact, what we're given to understand is that, remember, from the 10 to 12 units that we're picking up, the draft report of DNM pegged it to be worth at 11,000 odd crore worth of gas from ONGC's side, extracted by Reliance Industries. But when you come to a question of compensation, there has to be a question of whether there was intent by Reliance Industries or not. And if that is once established, the next automatic question, I believe, is the kind of quantum when you talk about the compensation. What gas price should we be referring to? Will it be the $4.2 per unit that was charged for the last 5 years? Will it be revised gas pricing? So all of this comes into play. So there is a long road ahead when you come to that question of compensation. But again, like you indicated, this is something that could only lead to further litigation, is what experts in the industry indicate, because Reliance Industries, for certain time and again, is certain that they have not gone ahead and knowingly extracted ONGC gas. And as a result, any claims for penalty or compensation to ONGC is not something they're likely to take sitting down.
Nithya Balakrishnan, thank you so much for joining in with that big story that is breaking right here on ET now. Nithya Balakrishnan with that big scoop. Let's get you an expert take then on this tussle between RIL and ONGC and the possible implication of this special panel report. Former Chairman and Managing Director of ONGC, R.S. Sharma, believes if the matter is not resolved mutually, a legal battle could well be on its way, while energy expert Narendra believes the report could spell doom for RIL. Listen in.
The realistic estimation of the quantum of gas which has been migrated, that is going to be the moot question. And then the pricing, because whatever the production has been done, everybody knows that Reliance has sold that gas as $4.2 MMBTU. So that the conversion of that quantified gas migration into financial terms, so that can be worked out, and based on gas balancing agreement, both parties should mutually then agree for the compensation. I feel that is the normal course. In case any of the party, they take a tough stand, this issue might go into litigation.
It looks like the reservoir is the same reservoir, which means they share the reservoir. In such a situation, I think it becomes a little bit complex. But this report, I'm sure, would be able to give a clear picture in terms of how the whole thing has been managed by Reliance. And if Reliance has been kind of doing it knowingly, then I think the picture changes completely. Because then there would not be only demand from ONGC in terms of compensation, but when it goes to the government, there can also be an issue, or probably ONGC can demand that some kind of penalty. But of course, penalty would be decided by the government, and that would go to the government. But here the thing is, the issue is that if it comes out that it's been done knowingly, then I think the picture is going to be totally different.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.